Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And this is about to get really interesting, as today I want to kind of talk with you guys about manipulation in the markets. And there's two ways to view this: one, real news manipulation, and two, manipulation that's going on behind the scenes. You'll notice, you'll see, and you'll understand exactly what I mean in just a second. But first, I have a question for you all. Do you think the crypto market is being manipulated? Yes or no? Let me know in the comment section down below. And guys, make sure you press that like button if you want to support the channel. All right, so Diablo XX2 posted on Twitter, Jeremy Hogan legal briefs video be manipulating the XRP markets. Eat your heart out, Elon Musk, pumping shitcoins. We have a new king in town. And at first, this was just seen as a joke, right? And I think even now, the majority of people didn't really look at the severity of this tweet because, well, if you put two and two together, it basically does look like he, or at least he in some way, shape, or form, caused quite a significant pump in the markets. And now we can actually quickly take a look at Jeremy, for example, to kind of prove our theory a little bit. Let's quickly check over on his Twitter exactly when he posted his tweet about the video. We can quickly check that out. New video, what's up with the internal SEC documents? This was posted 9:20 p.m. July 29th. I'm hoping that that's my time. So July 29th, 9 p.m. or so is right around this area right here. This area right here is when the video is brought out. And look at that. Over the next, how many hours? Like 5 hours or so. And he just basically said there could be a settlement coming up. Over the next couple of hours, the price just did really amazing. There's actually something to be said. 10% up just after he made that video. I'm not sure about it because, once more, if you zoom out a little bit, and that's why I said it could be going on behind the closed doors, you see that there's actually a couple of really interesting inflows here of just huge amounts of volume. You can see it. One's here, one's here, one's here. Just huge amount of volume, huge green candles, and nobody knows exactly what for. Is this because people are anticipating a settlement? Is this because there's just a huge whale manipulating the space? Well, to be honest with you guys, we all know the space is being manipulated. It's not a question of, is it? No, we know it is. We're just wondering to what degree and how can we benefit from it. And I'm not going to be able to tell you guys exactly how to trade all of this, except for the fact that I told you all, going long at 71 cents is a good idea in my opinion right here. Now, right now, I think I actually told it while right here at about 71 cents for a couple of hours. I made the video, I started to upload it. Takes about 2.5 hours and it got to 77 cents or so the moment afterwards, so I deleted the video. Then I made a video at 77 cents saying, hey, or 76 saying, hey, 71 cents, good place to long. And a little bit later, we actually got back to that point, mostly because this, as I already expected, was a manipulated pump. It could be because of Jeremy's video and people expecting a settlement and so buying into it. It could also be something a little bit different to it. But generally speaking, the line of XRP right now is just extremely bullish. And if you're not buying right now, I'm not exactly sure when the best moment to buy for you is, as people are right now anticipating a settlement like crazy. So yeah, and if that's about to happen, you all know how the price is going to be performing, right? Pretty damn crazy. By the way, if you want to trade XRP with leverage, for example, if you think the price is going to go up 1% in the near future, you can trade that with some leverage. A link is down below for a platform. It is called Bybit. There's actually a $1,600 bonus that you can get right now. So check it out. The link is down below. And there's going to be another competition coming up pretty shortly here. So it is worth it to check it out. Yeah, from that perspective, it's really bullish right now. I'm not sure exactly why I wouldn't pick it up or why you wouldn't pick it up, unless you have already accumulated so much when I was talking about it at 50 cents, for example. Mind you, we're already up 50% from just a couple of days ago when we were at 50 cents. Isn't that also kind of crazy? And my long position that's been open for a long while is also back in quite some profit, which I like to see right now because we just waited it out. And I told you guys before, I want to always have a long position open, which we have right now. And so, yeah. That's pretty juicy, guys. It's pretty damn juicy. That's, again, my personal thought. Always have a long open, but I talk more about that stuff over on Patreon. All right. Reminder that Ripple Labs maintains lack of clarity defense in the SEC case. The XRP firm, that's not true, maintains that the SEC has not made its security regulations clear. I'm not exactly sure why this is an article right now, except for the fact that James Fillon, who we'll talk about a little bit later today, or earlier, depending on the schedule of these videos, I'm going to record both of them today. and it takes so many hours to upload. Sometimes I switch them up, and I do the other one before this one. Now, we might have already talked about it. We might talk about it a little bit later. James Fillon basically talked about, I don't think that anyone should expect a settlement anytime soon. Yet, a lot of people are. Why? And why is that relevant? Well, because if you think about it, the lack of clarity is an issue which needs to be fixed ASAP, as soon as possible. Then again, it's a bigger issue. It's not just about Ripple's morale. It's not just about the SEC's need for money. It's about something a little bit bigger than that. And obviously, like anyone could guess, if they were to settle right now, which is completely plausible, completely possible, they might not have covered every stone they wanted to. And Ripple might actually have to settle for less than they could get if they went through the proper procedure. And obviously that has two sides. Any party would want to settle if the terms are good, but it could literally be so that the terms can never be good enough because either party just wants to, completely destroy the other. Ripple wants proper clarity for them and the space. The SEC wants money, I guess. I'm not exactly sure. They don't want clarity. Otherwise they would have gone for clarity. They want these freaking lawsuits. So technically speaking, the SEC cannot afford to go to summary judgment because if Ripple gets this not clarity defense approved, that's going to be really bad. But if Ripple does not go further on this, every other crypto company that's going to get sued is going to throw the exact same ball up saying, hey, we did not get clarity like mentioned in the Ripple v. SEC case. And the problem with that one is that if the SEC now is going to just basically settle just up front, they might never get the chance to fully fight this one yet again. So they might have to fully fight it till the end to make sure that the judge thinks they gave the clarity. And that's also why this speech is going to be so important, because that's basically the determining factor regarding clarity. Now, if they settle before any info regarding the William Hillman speech becomes public, I guess they've done a good job. But if they've already done the deposition, which is what James Fillon thinks, yeah, I'm not really sure. I think their defense kind of crumbles and things are just going to go downhill from here. So it's going to be determined by the most recent document that's going to be coming out, because then we'll most likely understand too if or if not they deposed William Hillman. And that's going to be the key of everything. Then Satoshi Nakamoto, creator of Bitcoin, who is behind the pseudonym. Make sure you understand, by the way, guys, that I still sometimes talk about these manipulation waves in the sense of if Satoshi, for example, were to come out, boom, manipulate a wave towards the downside, people would sell their Bitcoin tremendously because all of a sudden the 1 million Bitcoins could be sold or moved now. Is that a logical response? Debatable. I mean, obviously right now, 1 million extra Bitcoins are kind of stagnant because they haven't really moved ever. Then again, from a different perspective, we all know they're in circulation, so it shouldn't actually change that much. It's just about the idea that the founder has then woken up and decided to sell or move, that people get kind of scared because if the founder is moving or selling, well, then there's no more upside for it or something like that, right? Well, I mean, it could literally be so that it's an organization who created Bitcoin to really manipulate it to the finest. And for example, them wanting to buy more at one point or another because they know this technology is about to stay. And so them moving some to actually get the price a lot lower to buy in to then, the price recovering because people actually don't really care. Ultimately, people don't really care about the amount of Bitcoin that he has. It's just about the scare of the founder being revealed or them moving the money because he has so much. But ultimately, we don't really know too much about him, which does sometimes make me wonder. Then again, I'm not really putting in too much thought about it. There have been multiple thoughts of Bitcoin type of concepts. David Schwartz put up one in 1998 or 1989 maybe, or 1992. There's been another one here by Wei Dai in 1998. There's been multiple of these. It's just Bitcoin that became the first popular one, the first known one to solve the double spend problem. But the fact that there's no real name or face behind it does bring up a couple of questions. And it still does, and it will keep doing that for the longest time. Which, again, is a showcase that news can definitely manipulate. Here's another one. Ethereum London hard fork to make some tokens worthless. A fun little thing is that any update that these bigger guys think to do could actually manipulate the price quite significantly. And you might call these just upgrades and not manipulations. Well, a lot of these are done with deliberate intention to do something to the ecosystem, right? So if they know it's going to pump or dump, they most likely know the amendment is going to be, basically fulfilled before you do. They might have an upper hand on this one because they most likely know what the result of it is going to be. What I mean with that is, if there's, for example, a couple of new hard lines of code, I'm not fully going to be able to interpret what's exactly going to happen, right? I'm going to need an interpreter to be sure what's going on. But if you're a really good coder or you're busy with, Ethereum, I guess, uppers, you're basically busy with the upper layers of Ethereum, you're working on it, for example, or looking into that, you might have an indication that some things are going to crash, for example, a little bit sooner or later, or something along those lines, right? Something to think about as well. Now, the next Ethereum upgrade will happen during the first week of August. It includes the change 3529, a code update that does away with gas refunds. This makes gas tokens functionless, which is rather interesting, I guess, but yeah. And then MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor defends the massive $2.2 billion Bitcoin debt. I'll get most likely into this one a little bit later as well, as he's basically just going to be buying more Bitcoin, even though a lot of people are shitting on him for doing really bad in this market right now. Because obviously, he's been buying Bitcoin at those heights as well. Right now, they're really down quite significantly, but he's still staying positive, still buying more, still bullish, which a lot of people are calling him out for because he's basically just losing investors' money is what they're saying now. It's an interesting story, but we'll get into that a little bit further later on. Make sure you check out Bybit. Make sure you press the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Take care and have a nice day.